I got some bad news going on here. One of my off-the-grid solar batteries is doing a lot of funky stuff. That's the same one you guys saw me in a recent video post up about how it dropped to 10 volts, and it's the oldest of the two batteries that I have. I'm thinking it's maybe not gonna make it. I've been putting small loads on it, like the ceiling fan for to blow across the wood stove flue pipe. So I had to shut that off, and it got back up to where it was, and then I turned it back on and it ran for about an hour, and then it started to slowly go down again, like the battery's not holding the charge properly. So I got it off now, and I moved my the USB powered fan nice and close to blowing at the stove pipe that gets the 90 degrees, that gets really hot. That way I have some airflow blowing across it, cooling it. But anyway, I think what I'm going to be doing, guys, is because coming up here shortly in the springtime, when I rip down the solar panels off the roof back there that's powering that system right now, I'll take out that orange battery. Like, I'm going to run it as long as I can, but right now it's doing some odd things with power levels. Like, it'll drop right off to nothing. I'll grab you and show you here what's going on. It's pretty insane. So right now, with no load on it, it's sitting at 12.4, and we're cloudy right now, but my entertainment system is at 14 volts with a full load on it. I'm running the projector back there, entertainment. This guy is just not doing anything. So I may shut the load side off of this thing. That way all the power goes to the battery, but there's nothing plugged into the load side, and the load switch is off. So I don't know, but like I say, guys, I gotta revamp this whole setup anyway. So if I lose this guy and that battery, that orange one, I will turn this guy this way and connect all four solar panels to charge just this guy. Obviously in parallel, because I can't. That's a 12 volt inverter, and I can't mess with that going up beyond that. But yeah. So like I say, I got to revamp this anyway, because when the solar panels come down in the spring, a lot of changes going to be happening in this cabinet. And I also have to hook up all my fast charge USB things that I recently got in the mail from Patreon money, and that will be, I have to hook all that up to charge all this stuff. So some big changes coming this year for the off-grid tiny house guys, and hopefully everything goes well. I'm just waiting for those batteries to go on sale, and hopefully they do. And here's the panels that are going to be going up, by the way. These are the flat ones, and I have the adhesive at home. Obviously did not want to leave it in the cold tiny house over the entire winter. I want to keep things, you know, nice and working properly. Because I didn't even put up the backboard here. I'm not doing that till the summer, because I want the temperature in here to be good for the glue to stick to this stuff. So there you go. So like I say, I got the projector going. We're sitting at 14 volts here. It's just, I just have it paused at the moment, so it's not even putting a dent in the tiny house. But if you compare this to that's on a heavy load, well, a decent load, and compare that to what we had back here, guys, there's nothing on there, and now it's just slowly going up. So there's something going on. I think the battery in that orange guy is slowly pooching, but it makes sense. I got that for free from my dad. It's used. It was 3 years old or maybe longer when I got it from my dad, and I actually babied it. Well, actually no, you guys saw me doing experiments early on learning solar, so I did drain it down a few times beyond where I should have, and its lifespan's probably pooched. But 5 years out of a battery is pretty much the norm, and I damaged it a little bit on my way to getting to the tiny house here, so there you go. Oh, here you go, guys. I'm out of my smoothie mix, so I gotta go to the store after leaving here, but I've been making teas. So this is chai tea with a fruit tea, 0 calorie, just in water. I've been making those and just surviving off of that. Hopefully it helps me lose some weight. It should help detox, flush my system out, lose some weight, you know, the ongoing struggle to lose weight, but there you go. Let's see what's going on here. I think I gotta poke some wood here, top us up. Topped right up. That'll burn for a while. So, yeah, I'll get back to, I'm just chopping up some wood indoors in the tiny house carefully, just with my bow saw there. And I'm doing it in the foot tray for my shoes. That way it collects all the sawdust and then I can dump it outside. But like I say, it's just those abnormal pieces that I got, that I cut from pallets. That's what's in there, so anyway. But that's what's going on with the battery system at the tiny house, guys. It looks like it's on its last legs, and it's not good. Not good at all. So stay tuned to see what happens. What do I figure out to do with that? I was gonna ask Stu a question. I can do it now. If I take the load side of the PWM controller from one battery, put it into a positive side of a bus bar, and take the other PWM with on a separate battery, positive, and hook it up to that same bus bar and put a bunch of loads on there, and you know, vice versa with the negative. Is that doable, or is that going to be problems? Stu or anybody else out there can let me know. But considering the battery issues right now, do I want to do that? You know, not good, guys. So what I'm going to do is leave the loads off of that battery for a couple days and just let the solar slam it, keep slamming it with the pulse modulating for a couple days straight without any loads, just to see if we can bring it back up. But then again, it is fairly old, guys, and it might be dying just in time for me to get the new big battery bank back there, and then I'm just going to use that single battery with 4 panels in parallel hooked up to it on a PWM. Possibly later on I'll get an MPPT on there, a 30 ampere, like a smaller one, and that will just be running, you know, recharging batteries, doing my heat sources and stuff like that. It's kind of like a baby backup system for my main one that I'm going to be working on here, and that's going to be a lot of work. As soon as it warms up, I'm going to be on a ladder back there, ripping those panels down. And thank God I put shut-offs in back here so I can shut everything off, isolate everything, and go from there. So when it gets warmer, I will be doing that. It's too damn cold to be up on the ladder doing that right now. I'll tell you that right now. Freezing cold to be doing that. So that's not happening. Alrighty guys, so I didn't make too bad of a mess. I'll get the Dyson vacuum on there. But I got the rest of that pallet wood chopped up. Used the rest of that up. And I've been cleaning out the back room quite a bit. So what I did, I'm going to get rid of all these boxes for the wind turbine, the MPPT charge controller, and my inverter down there in between. These all got to go. They're just taking up space. Got to go. I took everything out that I need, manuals, extra parts, etc., etc. So that's done. So I got all that stuff, and I'll show you the room here. It's, you know, it's as clean as I got her for today. Basically, I got a pathway now to get back there. I got my inverter sitting there, right there, inverter. Got my heavy gauge copper wires. I got the panel for the MPPT ready. Here's all my battery connectors and stuff like that. The manuals are there. Shut off switch for the inverter. And this is the coax that'll be going out through a hole out here, along with my wires that'll hook up to the solar panels up there on the roof up in the springtime there. So we'll be doing that. I just jammed a bunch of survival blanket up above there just to get it out of the way. I put some stuff away, organized a little bit. I got the wind turbine sitting here, ready to rip now that I got everything soldered. And I got a table full of mess to deal with, so I'll be dealing with all that. But so far so good. And yeah, I can walk in here now. All the way back here even, guys. Look. Yeah, so that worked out pretty good. No bites on the solar panels. But like I say, what I'm going to do, I was thinking about this. I'm going to, if no one buys these, I'm going to cut down the aluminum frame on these things and make them as flat as I can, and then attach them via screws with a ton of, I almost swore, a ton of silicone, and that way these don't go to waste. I already paid for them. What I'll do, and there's a ton of space on the roof, so what I'll end up doing is basically loading it up with solar panels and then buy MPPTs as things progress money wise, and then I could have multiple sets of batteries and be set to go. Not too bad, not too shabby. And the power plants I will be taking out in the spring. I'm going to plant new guys, but this time, guys, I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to put one in the bottom, skip a pouch, another one. I'm going to alternate pouches, and even go to the top this time, and that way it doesn't look like this. Well, that's dead, but that's what it was looking like beforehand, so not too good. So I put my last piece of that pallet wood in for today anyway, and I still got the stuff over there that I showed you, and I got this thing up full bore. This is fully open, and then I just have my USB fan excuse me, blowing straight across my 90-degree pipe, so getting rid of that heat, and then obviously the thermoelectric generator fan, is definitely moving the heat around. So works okay for me. And I'm waiting on parts from Wish to expand the radiant system to make it work properly. So that's on hold until I get the stuff in. But yeah, so far just got to get rid of some trash. Got all the wood chopped up, and I got to finish my tea or just bring it with me. And then finish watching my show over here. I'll turn it back on. There we go. So if I put a curtain up here in the front, I could see it a lot better in the daytime, but I don't really care at this point. It's that particular show is just a static picture with a podcast running, so it doesn't really matter for me. But anyway, guys, the battery's gonna run dry here on my camera. We'll see you on the next one. And Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, we'll see you guys.